Hi everyone, welcome to week 6 of our class together. I just wanted to record a quick video to just remind you what you're responsible for this week. This week we're going to start looking at our skills, and kind of looking at, because part of making a career decision is looking at our personality, what's our personality like, what are our interests, and also another important factor is our skills. What are we good at, right? So, it's important to go into something that we have some skill and ability at, and if not, it should be a skill that we want to improve on and we want to get better. For example, let's say you want to go into something where you're going to do public speaking and you have a fear of public speaking. Can you still go into a job where you do public speaking if you really want to? Sure, but it should be a skill you want to develop, right? And improve on, right? If that's something you're going to be doing when it comes to your job. Because if you're going to be doing a job with a lot of public speaking, it's probably something you want to have some ability at or skill at. So let me share my screen just to show you what you're responsible for this week. Okay. So we are in week 6, so I have some information on a couple different things, but this week, I want you to look into kind of sharing for this week's discussion, sharing about internships and the volunteering process and like where you kind of like the questions are like kind of, where would you want to do an internship or volunteer? Because it's important to think about, okay, once you know what you want to do, where are some places I'd like to intern or volunteer to gain experience, which is just going to help you become more employable. And then we're also going to look at our skills. So if you click on identify your skills, I have a worksheet here that I want you to go through. You're not going to turn this worksheet in, but you are going to do an assignment based on this worksheet. So it tells you here we're looking at transferable skills. Um, and so the easiest thing to do is like, you can't, most people don't print it, but you can just like um, write it on like on your iPad or on your, like I did it on my phone when I did it. Um, uh, so you're going to go through and you're going to rank each skill. So it says, what skills have you already acquired and feel competent doing? I would go in the first column. The second column are what skills you enjoy, even if you're not proficient at them. And the third column are what skills would you like to learn or develop. So let's say you're like, okay, speak in public, debate, advocate, present, demonstrate an idea. Do I feel competent in it? Like I've done it. Is it something I really like, or it's something I want to develop? Maybe I would put it's something I want to develop or whatever. So you're going to rank each skill and it gives you instructions. But most importantly, if you look at the assignment for this week, so the goal of this is just kind of look, okay, what skills do I have and what skills do I really like and what skills do I want to improve on? And for this week's assignment, basically you're just going to respond to the bottom 3 questions. And I tell you here in this assignment that you're not turning the handout, the sheet, the whole handout in. I just want you to respond to these 3 questions, but you can turn the whole thing in if you want. This is from the list above. Look at column 2. List your top 5 or 10 favorite skills that you would most enjoy utilizing in your work. Even if you're not proficient at them, list the ones in column 2 that your top 5 or 10 that you would like to use in a job. The second one, which of your favorite skills listed above do you consider strengths or things that you are very good at? You can look at both column 1 and 2 would probably be marked here. And then which top 5 skills would you like to develop, improve, and or learn? This is where you're looking at what you put in column 3. So you're going to look at everything that you listed in column 3, and you're going to look at, okay, which ones do I want to improve on? So like, for example, you might see care, treat, heal, or rehabilitate others. Um, but maybe that's not something you really want to improve on. Maybe you don't have a lot of skill in it, but when it comes to that, yeah, it's not really something when you think of a job you want to improve on. That's okay. You're just going to rank your top ones. Um, so you have a couple different little things this week. So you have the weekly discussion, you have this skills assignment where you're going to just respond to those 3 questions. And then you also have an informational interview assignment. So it says for this assignment, please watch at least 3 informational interviews on Candid Careers, which I have listed on how to access it. And then I have the paragraph breakdown. So basically the first paragraph, you're going to summarize the videos you watched. In paragraph 2, you'll discuss at least one of the videos, one of the people that you watch for the video that you love to like personally do an interview with. Um, and then you'll share at least 8 questions that you'd like to ask. So this week we talk about informational interviews, which are basically interviewing a professional who's in a job that you'd like to go into to kind of learn more about that job. But I have here informational interview candid careers where I have a video where I kind of show you how to access it. It's pretty cool. We have a resource on our website. Here's a screenshot, but my video shows you how to access it. And it's real informational interviews that have been done with professionals who are currently working. So it's really a chance if you're like, oh, I want to go into like environmental science. You can watch a cool videos on people who work in environmental science. So it's really a chance for you to learn about the profession you want to go into just to gain a little bit more insight. So just a couple things this week that you're responsible for. So as always, you have the weekly discussion. Your initial post is due by Thursday at midnight, and then you have to respond to 2 classmates' posts by Sunday at midnight. So the discussion, the responses to the 3 questions on that skills assignment, and then that informational interview assignment. So 3 things this week. If you have any questions, let me know. Hang in there. I know it's getting busy this semester, but yeah, have a good one.